Oh, guess what? This is the last day, the fourth day of camp. And guess what? I didn't finish my little lady. Because, I was so busy doing the other stuff and trying to complete them that I kind of let her go by the wayside. But I will finish her eventually. But, you see, I didn't rush to do this, did I? I'm going to take my time. Well, today is a new day. It is Friday, and guess what? We have 2 more projects to do. And those 2 projects are made from beans. We're going to do a bean art painting. And then we're going to marbleize some clay pots. And a clay pot is made of earth. It's earthenware, that's what they call it. They bake the earth, and it's red and it's pretty. And they really named the pot terracotta. We're going to also take beans, which are seeds, and seeds make plants, and we eat seeds because I love my lima beans, but we're not going to have any limas today. So let's get started. Welcome to day 4 of camp. Art in nature is so much fun. Today we're going to use beans, which are seeds, to create a design. Now again, I'm going to tell you that you have the designs in your folder. But if you want to draw your own, fine. If you want to use something else, fine, it's yours. I'm just giving you a little guide. And you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Now come closer. These are the things that you're going to need. You're going to need your beans. And when you see, got various sizes. What I'm going to do now is spread my beans. Now you can use your little tray, your sand tray, to do that if you want to, or you can just lay them out like so. And if you want to cover everything. But I'm going to show you what I did. Anyway, I painted the background because I didn't think I would have enough beans to cover the background. So I went on ahead and painted it, let it dry, and then I used my graphite paper to trace it on like I did in the previous lessons. Now, what I'm going to do is turn it in this way, and I'm going to look for larger beans that I think are bigger. Now, and here's another one, and I'm not going to complete this one, but I can show you how to get started, and I'm sure you know how to follow directions. Now, you're going to have your glue. Now, these other beans are here. I'm not going to use them because I found that they were a little bit too small for this design, but you have others that you can use these smaller ones for. Because see, you're going to paint these beans. Just see how these are painted? You're going to paint the beans if you want to. You don't have to. You're going to take your brush like so. You put this to the side. And I'm going to start right here. Now, I got my little water to the side. I'm going to dip it here so that the glue won't dry up real fast. And notice that I'm putting, see, this bean is really big, but I want to use this line for my white between there. And I'm turning the beans so they kind of like cozy up to each other. Okay, now I'm going to stop right there. Now I would, after it dries, I would take my paint and I'm going to paint. It's going to be so much easier to paint it. Now, of course, like I said, it's a pretty long process because you're going to have to let this paint dry, and then I'm going to let it dry. Now, I'm going to go all the way around with this and come back and paint some more. But I would glue it all around first. Let it dry, then come and do my painting. And my beans won't move if you let it dry. and you would continue on like this. Of course, now, as I said, as you put these down, you glue these first, the outside first. Then you're going to paint it. Now, these little brushes come in handy for painting these little bitty seeds. But if you have smaller ones, more narrow ones that you have at home or that are available, that will work also. So you're not limited just to these, but don't go buy any. Now, you don't have to do the rind. You can do any one of those designs you want. I just chose this one because I like watermelon. But if you want to use anything else, as I always say, use what we have given you or choose what you want from your stash. If you can draw, do that. But one thing I want to stress, when you're using the graphite, don't push hard, because you can use that graphite over and over again. All right, are y'all ready? Go create. Welcome back. Our second project for today, and our last day. I want you some kind of heartbroken, but that's okay. You're going to enjoy this next one. Here we have all the things that you need to marbleize a terracotta pot. Remember I told you that this pot is made of it's called an earthenware, and the word terracotta comes from a Greek word, and this is baked. They pull the soil out, put it in a shape, and then bake it. Now, these are the items you will need. Some of these come from your art supply bag, and some comes from your paint bag, and this one will come out of your marbleized flower pot bag. It has soil, because we're going to plant a plant, and here's that pretty little plant that you're going to put in there. But I'm going to move it to the side, and I'll move the soil to the side, and I want to show you I'm using various paints. You're going to get a pan, but not this big, and not this tall. I mean, it's going to be a little flatter. Now, what we're going to do, and I'm glad you chose to use this for last, is to pour this white acrylic paint all the way down here, because your pot is going to be rolled in here. See how I'm pouring that in? I'm pouring all that paint in here, all of it. You want every little drop. I'm going to open up my green and plop some green. See how I'm doing it? Plopping it. Now, see, this looks like pudding, doesn't it? We're going to plop a little red here. Now, you're going to choose what color you want. You don't necessarily have to use the acrylic paint. You can use the tempera paint that you have in your tempera paint bag. Here we go. Oh, that one did. See how easy that tempera paint went down there? Ta-da! There we go. Here we go again. Pow, pow, pow. So I'm, kind of thinking, well, go ahead and use your tempera. But you have to use your white acrylic paint for it to stay on your pot. Then you take your popsicle stick, and you're just gonna swirl it around. You can use any color that you want. Look how pretty that's coming out. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. We're gonna try it, sticking it in here, and roll it and turn it around. But let me tell y'all something. Included in your art supply, you have gloves. And see how my hands are? But I don't want to get them any worse than this. I'm going to take, oh, look at that. Look how pretty that's coming. Now, I want you to know that you do not want the paint to get inside your pot. You want your pot. Oh, this is so pretty. I think I've done enough. Now you're going to let it dry. And once it dries, see how it's looking that way? Oh, look at that. Look at that, y'all. Okay, y'all doing great. This is awesome. And this will dry, and when it dries, I'm going to show you how to put your plant and your soil and your plant inside your pot. Now, here's my pot. It's dry, and this is how yours might look. It depends upon the colors that you use to put in your white. Now, once it's dry, you need to take your Mod Podge and coat the outside to keep it from water from taking the paint off the pot. Now, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to put the soil and the plant in. Are you ready? Now, I'm going to take the soil. Now, you have soil in a plastic bag. You only need about a cup or a cup and a half of the soil, and put it inside the pot, because your plant, which is this one here, is a succulent, and it's going to have soil in it also. So the best thing to do once you put your another thing, please place your pot in one of the paper plates. You put your soil in, and I want you to see how much soil I put in here so you can see. Okay, and what you're going to do, you're going to take your pot, you're going to squeeze it on both sides, all sides, real, not harshly, but kind of firmly. And then you're going to take and put your fingers, try to put your fingers underneath your plant to keep it from falling out, and just, there we go. See that, how easy that was? And then you're going to place it inside your pot. Now see how my pot is looking, but it don't have any soil around the edges. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some more soil, put a little bit on each side, like so, kind of fill in the empty spaces. Now my soil is, my added soil is kind of dry. So that means that I need to add some water to it. And you're going to add the water like every 2 to 3 days, because succulents didn't need to have a whole lot of watering. So I'm putting water here. Now it's probably because of the soil is so dry that I have, yours is more moist than mine. It's probably going to feed out. The soil that the plant is in is damp, so it won't be a whole lot of trouble. But always, when you water it, make sure you put it in a plate or a saucer and then water it. That's how easy it is. Make sure you take care of it. Well, young people, campers alike, boys and girls, young men, young ladies, we've come to the end of the road. This has been an enjoyable week. I hope you've enjoyed it too. But I have some things I want to show you that I didn't get a chance to show you in your lesson. In your art supply kit bag, that is, you have a tree cookie. And I want you to decorate this tree cookie just the way you want to. You can keep it, you can give it away. As this is like a memento of what we did. Now this is what I did on the other side of mine. I painted it white, and then I went around with a marker in black. Oh, you can use your paint pens if you want to. And what I'm going to do to finish it, I'm going to paint flowers on it. And also in the bag are some twine. And you have one each. You can use it to put it around on your tree cookie or whatever. It's available. No matter what you want to do it. It's yours. Now I also want to show you a napkin that I have in your bag. In your faux paper. This is something that I picked up and thought it was so cute, and I cut a piece of it. You can use it in your faux paper. You can use this and then put the other piece of faux napkin on top to seal all of your paper. Again, now I'll bring you to something that I did before that I kind of was impatient and didn't do. Here we go. That's that red rock. Remember that big blob of white there? Well, I took it home and I painted over it. Now, and then I thought, well, I could have painted on this side. And so that's what I will do. I will paint it on this side, and I don't know whether I'm going to draw flowers on it, put Shangri-La on it, but whatever I do, I'm going to seal it, and I'm going to put it somewhere in Shangri-La. And if someone finds it, they are lucky. They're going to be on it. We're going to be scavenging hunts. They're here. But anyway, I also did something overnight that I thought maybe you might be inspired to do. This is one of the stones that was in my little gathering, and I painted these little flowers on it. It was so cute. I loved it. And you can do that too, using your paint pen or your little brushes, whatever. But be creative. This is your project. And I want to tell you, I very much enjoyed being with you all. And I hope to see you next year. Bye.